Hello there. I wanted to introduce a new series to you. This is going to be not book related, but about traveling, specifically about traveling to Malta. So, Malta is an independent archipelago of islands in the center of the Mediterranean. If you don't know where that is, search the internet maybe. We are a Commonwealth country, so we do speak English. It's one of the official languages, although we have our own language, Maltese, or as we say it, Malti. Um, we are part of the EU, part of the Council of Europe, a Schengen country, which will come in handy if you're also part of a Schengen country. We are also part of like Partnership for Peace. Yeah. Anyway, we the English pronunciation is Malta, but for us it's Malta. And let's get started. I am doing this series because there isn't a lot of information on this on the web and specifically on YouTube. The first video on this travel series is about specifically traveling to Malta. I will have other videos on accommodation and what to see and do. So as an island, you only have two options really, by plane, which is the most common, and by boats. I will start with boats because it's more you can have a private boat and or knowing someone that has a private boat and you can come here. We have a lot of marinas. You can also register your boat under the Maltese flag, and Malta has one of the biggest shipping registries in the world. That means that you also have a lot of perks for signing under Malta as that you're registered under. There are also cruise liners that usually come from around May to around September, and we do have a port that is almost for that. There are a lot of companies that come here. There's the MSC and Costa Crociere. There are many companies that deal with cruises that come to Malta, so I suggest if you are interested in that, you search on that. You can also come here by ferry from Sicily. There's Virtu ferries, which comes a few days a week from Pozzallo and from Catania in Sicily. Although now, since there is a Ryanair flight and there are also Air Malta flights, and they're really almost the same price, so it depends. Maybe you are seasick or you are airsick. Um, there used to be like Grimaldi lines and Augusta lines that also came here. So I would check if they have started again, but Virtu ferries are the most common providers. Planes. This is going to be infinitely simpler than the boats because we only have one airport. So that means that even cheap airlines come to the same airport, which is good because usually they operate at the limits and not in the center. Although it's not in the capital because Valletta, which is the capital, is a port city and you can't really have an airport there. The airport is called Luqa, spelled Luqa, International Airport. The airfield is in Luqa and the building is in Gudia. This is because our villages are touching each other, not in that way, but they kept expanding and the limits became the borders of each other, basically. We usually have flights from Europe and from Northern Africa. Some flights are more common than others. The most common come from England and Ireland, from Italy, from France and Germany, and Tripoli, Libya that is. Um, and I think those are the most common, but there are many others. If you come from anywhere else in the world apart from Europe, and that is not even all European countries, and from North Africa, and that is still not even all North African countries, you would need to catch a transit flight. I found that the most common airports to catch a transit flight are Rome, Frankfurt, Munich Heathrow, Dubai Larnaca, which is operated by Emirates and is the same flight, and Cairo and Tel Aviv. I suggest you look on a site such as Skyscanner to find the best transit deals. I would, if I were you, if you can, book flights with the same operator, because if there is a delay in one, you can have something fixed for you so that you arrive still. If you can't really do that, I would suggest leaving a 10-hour or more gap. You could always visit the area of the airport that you are in. Um, there are flights from Eastern Europe. In fact, there are two Ryanair flights from Poland and one from Lithuania. We have daily flights from Russia. So there are even those options. The airport site maltaairport.com has a lot of information, from security to luggage to places inside the airport, but most pertinent to it has operators which come to Malta, and it also has a destinations page which you can see if your city has a flight connection to Malta. The same flight could have more than one operator, especially if it's an international flight such as Istanbul, maybe, Frankfurt and Rome, definitely. So even if you don't have a direct flight, you can still sometimes book with your airline, and it would be the same flight though. For example, a common one, Rome would have different operators such as Lot Polish, Royal Dutch Airlines, um, Delta Airlines, but it would be operated by Alitalia, for example. Nowadays, there are an increasing lot of cheaper airlines and low-cost airlines that are coming to Malta. The most common are Ryanair, EasyJet, Wizz Air from Budapest, and Vueling Airlines. The checked luggage cannot exceed 20 kilograms, so be careful. But the hand luggage is um, left up to the flight operator, so check on their website. Check how much weight you can, the dimensions, and if you can have more than one piece, for example, have a personal item and the hand luggage or not. For example, Ryanair does not allow that, so be very careful and see all the rules that you have to follow. The liquids are in the same as many European countries, if they are in your hand luggage. So any gels and liquids, even if it's a food item, unless it's baby food, in which cases there are some other regulations, so check on that. Also medicine, those are the special entitlements, but the liquids, you cannot have more than 1 liter in your hand luggage, and they have to be in 100 milliliters or less containers. So check on that as well. Um, Also equipment, sports equipment and diving equipment and all those. There are special regulations regarding those, but Malta is a famous diving center, so there are allowances, there are a lot of allowances. So what I'm saying is check the Malta airport website. There is also a list of prohibited items, so check on that because those items cannot enter the country through luggage. Also, like again, like many European countries, pets need to have their own passport. You need to inform um, the airport that there is going to be a pet, and a vet will check the pet on arrival and they will give you clearance to go into the country. Also, for people with special needs or people that would need a wheelchair to move from where they are, from the airport to where they are going to wait for transport, check the website because there is special assistance in the airport itself. The airport in itself is really easy to navigate. On the left hand side you have the arrivals, and on the right hand side you have the departures. There is an ATM and a machine that changes money. There is a tourist office, car rentals and shuttles. There are food places and cafeterias, a bookstore and an accessory store and post. So even though it's small, it has your basic needs. It has toilets, of course. Um, so really, it's not that difficult. There is public transportation and taxis and shuttles there as well, and it's really easy to go out and in of the airport. So really, don't worry. We're a small island, and you won't get lost. Hopefully, I think we covered most things now on how to get here. If you have any question, leave them in the comments down below or on my Twitter. I will try to answer you. If I see that there are a lot more questions that would need to have another video, I will do it. But I will also be having other videos on transportation in Malta and accommodation, what to see and what to do, some basic tips. I will have different videos for each of these, but if you have questions now, it would help me formulate the video, so still ask them. Hopefully I made some things more clear for you, and I hope that I will see you in my country. For now, that's it. Hope you are having a good day, and bye!